Yes, welcome back to Footy and Friends. Geez, it's been a while since I've seen
Sorry,
you
guys.
guys.
Good to see you.
How you been?
Where's your energy?
Yeah.
Hey?
It was a bit flat.
I've
that
had a
start.
big couple of days.
you're in
I've had
Perth.
a big couple of days, big flight. Perth.
Yeah.
It
was
was
it?
great. I was fucking perfect.
God.
You see Cuzzy over there?
I saw Cuzzy and Dean Cox and
He's over there
Andrew
from
Embley and
Coxie interviewing for the job. is
Harley
he?
Reid and Adam
I saw
Simpson.
Harley the other day,
Yeah,
actually.
Harley Davidson.
No, Harley
Where
Reid.
was he?
Oh,
dickhead.
Reid, sorry.
He was down at Port Melbourne. I was watching the Coates League. He was down there with his girlfriend Jasmine.
Yeah. Desmond.
And Willem was playing for Gippsland Power, so he was down there having a look.
Willem Dersma? Willem who? Willem who are we talking about here?
Did we not just say that? Or Willem Dersma? Yeah.
Sorry, mate, I didn't hear.
He said it.
Sorry, mate, I didn't hear.
No.
Moving on. This episode of Footy and Friends
He's one to watch though, isn't
is
he?
brought to you by our friends at BWS. Get your drinks for game day sorted and enjoy the footy with BWS. Now, Brett, did you have any BWS drink?
Down at Port Melbourne.
I heard you on the week. It was very good, your ad read for BWS.
Yeah.
Now, Brett,
Yes.
did you get to BWS over the weekend?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Because I heard he went hunting
Yeah,
and he
he
went to
went-
BWS with his mates. It was very good.
And he popped through and
Yeah.
he might have actually sent me a photo that night after we did the show with one of his BWS drinks, which was
What'd you get again? You like the high tide seltzers or the Carlton drafts?
No. I had a vitamin B.
He had a VB because he's from the country.
Nah, so am I.
Yeah. Have you been to BWS lately, Dyl?
I have. They didn't have one over in Bali. I was looking everywhere. Went to play Seminyak to Canggu and anyway, couldn't find it. But no, look, it's good to be back.
You didn't find a gym over there either.
No,
By
I
the looks of it.
didn't. Jim's Greek Tavern, though, when I'm back here. It's a good place. Now, before we get into it, as we know, refreshingly BWS stats, and I love it when our friends of the community bring our own. And I had one for Mick this week that I think he'd find really interesting being, and Jack Post would actually like this one because it's about the VFL.
Nice.
Now, as you know, congratulations to the Werribee Tigers. Now, I think we've actually been slapped with a
Restraining order.
on not talking about the van anymore. So that's why we haven't been, because I think Jimmy was getting a bit...
Jimmy, the van driver, actually sent me a photo on Saturday of the Werribee van next to the Carlton van in the Icon car park.
Van off.
It was a van off. And he sent me the photo, so he must have been pretty happy with it, what it was
He was
running.
looking the van?
Yeah.
Yeah, because is it diesel or...
I've lost Brett.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Anyway, sorry, Brett, we'll move on.
The
He's
van
just
talks.
busy.
It's done. I'm glad it's been out because it's
No,
shit.
there you go.
Yeah, he goes with Boris. Like,
Yeah,
the
I know.
unemotive nature of the man.
Yeah, there's something special about vans, mate. Don't worry about that.
No more talking about vans.
So Cameron Cox, a good friend of ours, said real niche areas here for the refreshing BWS stat this week. He said, take this one to Clarko. But in the VFL, yes, the VFL, both prelim final matchups are meeting for the first time this year.
yeah.
Lions versus the Werribee Vans and the Dogs, the Western Boris
The
Dogs
Borises.
versus Southport.
The Footscray Boris Dogs.
Yeah.
They actually have that name.
Footscray Boris Dogs. So how interesting is that?
Well, the Footscray Boris Dogs are playing who? Southport.
Southport?
Yeah, because there's 21 teams in the VFL, 18
Yeah.
rounds. Like they don't
But
actually.
it's quite interesting.
Yeah. And well,
I won't know much about them then, will they?
yeah, well, you can.
I have to watch the Oppo tape.
Games are live, like they're streamed, so they can go back and look at them.
Oh, look, I think you're underplaying it. I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
Two teams have not played each other this year.
Oh, give me a
going into
tip
finals.
out of Werribee Vans versus the Brisbane Lions.
Werribee Vans.
The Footscray Boris Dogs versus the Southport Sharks.
I'm going to go with the Footscray Boris Dogs.
Yeah.
I reckon they,
Because
like,
they- no,
I
they
think
finished
once their
higher.
team gets knocked out, they're like, fuck it, let's end the season.
Yeah, I don't know. Some blokes, you never know. You're playing for a contract still. You've
Yeah, true.
got things to
Yeah, the
prove.
Boris Dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going this. I'll go Southport for that one. Moving on. Finals preview. Finals preview. Now,
We're losing him.
come on, Brett,
He
stick with
should
us.
be coming in fresh. He's had a couple of days off.
He had a couple of days off, mate. Relax.
Hasn't done any
Like
washing.
Same
Hasn't done any
outfit.
washing.
What did you ask me? I didn't even listen. I was reading the text.
Friday night, we have a very big game coming up. It's the Port Adelaide Magpies, formerly known.
yeah.
Relax.
Prison bars.
Versus the Hawthorn Hawks. That's 7:40 at Adelaide Oval.
The Hawks.
The refreshingly BW stat for this game, there's actually a few. Now, I actually read these ones out because Darcy's away. I've been doing the stats myself. These are very interesting. Port Adelaide have now lost their last 3 home finals by an average of 59 points.
Yeah, they've been smacked up.
Take that to Ken.
Kenny.
Here
Hey,
you go, mate.
here's not here, Ken.
Don't lose by
Just in
59
case
points.
you don't know, this is what's happening.
The average is not looking good, Ken.
No.
You don't reckon he knows?
No.
Could you do the swinger for me?
The swinger.
The swinger. On the Port Adelaide Hawthorn game this year in the regular season
Yeah,
where
Hawthorn should have won.
Yeah. I heard this, and I'm not sure if this is verbatim or not.
Sure
if
it
Hawthorn had have won that, they would have finished second.
Is that
Really?
right?
Because the Hawk obviously would have been an 8-point swing.
Yeah. Oh.
And
Yeah.
Port would have finished, take that one to
Potentially.
Take that to fucking Clarko. That's a good
And that
one.
was almost the start of their run, wasn't it? Where they'd won like the
very
week
interesting.
before and they should have won, but it was just for a little bugger up in the last week.
outside of the Hawks go 0-5. The couple of games they lost after that were the Port one.
Yeah.
And then the one against the
Sydney-
Giants.
Well, yeah, they lost to the Giants.
But they had that one passed up as well. I felt like that there was a little bow on top of
this
that
is
one.
actually-
yeah,
Cool.
doesn't count.
So they are.
They are
Awesome.
harming,
They
but
are
they've
harming.
just lost Big Frosty too for the rest of the year, which
Yeah.
is disappointing.
Who comes in? Do you know, like,
It
who's...
is, well, they're talking Ethan Phillips, Jai Sarong, or Chankwath Jath. Who's,
Okay, but a bit smaller,
But he's
but-
a halfback, a winger, versus the other two boys, a more key position. So it'd be interesting to see which way they go. Whether they just play small or do they bring him in? And Will Day's a wait and see at the moment. He's
okay.
he's out with his collarbone, dislocated collarbone. Yeah, so
You manage him, don't you?
we look after Will. Yeah, at Max Sports.
You
I
tell
missed
us.
that.
Yeah,
I was doing a bread. I was reading a text. Is he
No.
coming back?
He's a day by day. Yeah, you'll have to get another scan.
He's good with his clients, mate. He
Tell
wouldn't.
us after.
No, he wouldn't. He
No,
wouldn't.
he wouldn't, would he?
Like
No,
when
he's-
bloody the Bull
the
signed
Bull,
and
bloody-
he.
Had to find that. They had that
didn't
for
do
the
it.
news, didn't we? The Bull
Yeah,
signing.
Mitchy Cleary.
Exactly. Hawks joined Sydney in 2017 as the only other club to start the season 0-5 and win a final. No team has started 0-5 and won 2 finals in AFL VFL history.
Wow.
So if they won the flag, they'd be the first team ever to do it.
And,
crazy.
you write them off at your own peril in terms of how they're going at the moment. I'd be absolutely shitting myself if I was Port
You
Adelaide.
don't want to come up against them.
I think, and I don't want to get too far ahead of the
Yeah.
curve here, but curve, one of the two. They look good this weekend. I think Sydney is a daunting proposition for the Hawks. So I've already got them winning
Yeah.
this
Okay.
week.
Yeah, but you think the Swans can beat
I think the Swans at the SCG, two weeks travel in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I tell you what I love about them is the way that Sam Mitchell coaches them and how he encourages all the excitement and the fanfare and the
Wizard
selfies.
putting the wizard hat on.
Pardon?
The wizard putting the wizard hat on.
Yeah, and doesn't give a shit.
Do you reckon he'd
Guinea
care
being
about
down at the
some of
pub.
that stuff? The pub. Do you reckon he'd care about that?
Well, he said they spoke about it pre-game, had a laugh about it because 50% of his team would have been out for dinner that night. But
Yeah.
because Guinea's got a profile, yes, he's chosen to go to a pub. Who cares where you go
cares?
get a feed? But
You wouldn't like that.
I wouldn't have done it myself.
But as a teammate, as your teammates were doing that, you wouldn't like it.
Well, I didn't ask boys where they were having their feeds
I know
before.
what you're saying. I don't care about it at all. It is. I get 100%. It's a bit of an stretch
Reaction.
it. Yeah, overreaction. But just given the history and stuff like that, it is going to be a new. Like when people say it's not news, it is news because of what happened when he was at the Pies.
Yeah.
But it's the way the modern player just does what they want to do.
But where I was going to with that before we got sidetracked a little is that even when they've been favourites, he's been able to change their mindset into saying, listen, we're still hunting here and this is what we're doing. Yeah. And they don't seem to hold any fears of being, the favourites in a game. They go out and they play their way, which is as good as any team.
Well,
Can
they
I
played
ask
on the edge.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, mate.
Being a very good coach, mate.
Brett's moved us off the pub talk.
No, exactly. The part around pre-game, I don't even know who said this or if it's even true or not, but I'm curious to see whether it is, saying that Sam Mitchell really coaches against the coach, whereas like Luke Beveridge on the weekend, he just coaches his team.
Yeah.
Is there anything in that, or is that like a fluffy comment?
No, I reckon the dogs forever under Beveridge. It's been known like they haven't. I don't reckon they've ever tagged a player. Like they've never put. The midfield. It's like we do what we do. The dogs are. They've got a lot of levers that they pull in terms of, I reckon, if they see something happen from the opposition, they just pull one of their own levers for their own side to make the opposition keep jumping at you. But yeah, it's an interesting point. Like that, Sam Mitchell would arguably be the coach of the year, and how he
Chris Scott as well.
does it.
Fuck, what he's done's pretty good.
How he does it is clearly. I think even listening to some of his commentary and the way he speaks. 12 months ago, I don't think this kind of vibrant Hawks and selfie-taking Hawks and energy Hawks, all that stuff would have sat overly comfortably with him.
Yeah.
But he's just kind of adjusted with them and built the relationships and kind of understand that's what makes them tick. But I'm a bit like Kane Corns in terms of his coaching prowess or acumen is at a very, very high level.
It's interesting. My very good friend of mine, Cade Simpson, doing the forwards or the backs, one of them. He's coaching there as well. Forwards, I think it is. Yeah, but awesome to see him doing good things. One of the best minds I've been lucky enough to play with. He's just super.
No, I don't reckon he's doing the forwards. Hickmott does the forwards. He might do the backs.
I think he's doing the backs.
Yeah, Hickmott's doing forwards because I read an article. Dylan Moore got challenged by him saying, "Why aren't you an All-Australian just yet?" And he changed his whole mindset as to where he was going with everything. And he's another one who's just dominating.
But he didn't even have a great game on the weekend. He fired up a little bit later at the Dogs game, but he was pretty quiet.
Yeah,
he only had like 4 or 5 touches in the first half.
It's like a bit like we spoke about the Cats when we were reviewing earlier in the week.
A couple of days ago.
The Cats small forwards, it's like if Manor got him on the weekend, Graham Myers kicked a few close, was kind of like, did his thing, but it wasn't huge. The Hawks are... the Dogs might have put a lot of work into that area of the ground with more. I probably didn't watch it laser sharp, but was it Jiraiya or they were like, let's put the clamps on him in terms of that matchup is specific to Taylor Dre, and then Watson or Ginnivan.
They all get off the chain.
Someone you get cut somewhere else.
Yeah. Last stat before we get into our other the preview of this game. Port Adelaide and Hawthorn have been Port Adelaide and Hawthorn have only played against each other in 2 finals, both with 3-point wins to Hawthorn.
Take that one to Brett.
2014 and 2001.
3-pointers, Brett.
2004. I remember that 14 game. Yeah. They were humming. We played Port Adelaide.
Was that the one when Jasper Pittard was off, like just taking it?
That was when they were always down by 5 goals at 3 quarter time and they'd win.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? 2001.
2001.
That's a while ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Name a player that would have played in that one. Dylan? Would Fabian Francis have played in that one?
What about
Port Adelaide?
What about
this will be good.
John Barker?
For the Hawks.
He was playing with the Hawks?
Yeah, I'm thinking more Port.
Oh, you think of Port?
Like Braden Lyle?
He was a good player.
Yeah. What number did he wear?
I think it was number 16, wasn't he?
8.
That was Warren Treasurer.
Yes, that's it.
Brandon was 9, was he?
He was.
I've never heard of him. Anyway, match preview. Butters is a watch. Bruised ribs. Let's hope he gets up. But gee whiz, when you get the bruised ribs, you know what's going to be happening. They're going to be hip and shoulder and him
testing
in the weekend.
him out,
testing him out. But he's tough as nails, Butters. If someone can do it.
From back
voted the most courageous player in the comp by his peers.
2s in a row. So hopefully he gets up. No Sam Frost, as you said, Brett, which is a big loss.
Yeah.
He did get a bit confident on the weekend and tried to rip a 45 at one stage too. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Put it away.
Settle.
Give the hands.
Settle. And Power on the brink of a second straight set loss, which is concerning. I'll ask you this. I don't want to see this happen. But if they lose 2 straight sets, is Ken finish there?
No, well, yeah, I think Ken would be thinking that, if another straight sets and they haven't, apart from getting to the finals and being set up all the way through, there's a mental hurdle there. And whether that's Ken or whether that's just his players and what they're doing, I don't know. But
could Ken go to... Could he go over there with Chad Warner?
Yes. That's what I was going to say. What do you think,
What's
Brett?
he on? How much are they paying him in the soft
Chad's
cap?
on 15 mil.
Yeah, 4 mil for 5
But that's
years.
not, coaches are in a different contract, aren't they? Or are they in it too?
Ken could just take it himself.
Yeah.
The soft cap.
They're in a different salary cap.
Yeah. Salary. No,
So
we're talking about coaches, mate, not vegetables.
Hey, it'd be pretty easy.
Take that out. That's horrific.
Pretty easy team to coach if he's just got 2 players take up the whole salary cap.
Yeah.
All right, Chad and Harley, bit of responsibility on you this week, boys.
Watch this space for
A
that.
lot of role players.
Yeah,
and apparently there's a succession plan there, isn't there, with Josh Carr apparently taking the reins. But
take the wheel.
We'll wait and see.
Take the steering wheel.
Of the car.
Yeah, I get it, but...
that wasn't bad, that one. Anyway, winner, margin, best on.
I like the Hawks. I think along with probably 99% of anyone having a tip on this game, and I think they do it pretty easily. I think it's a 5-goaler. Best on. Let's go with... and it's nothing out of the box because he's pretty good last week. Jai Newcomb, just to get to work in around the ball and have another 30 to 35.
Yeah. I'll go 23 points and James Sicily to be best on. I thought he was...
Oh, he was big early.
He was big
early.
He was
very good, wasn't he? He got them moving really, really well.
He sets them up. And especially with Frost out, like maybe he'll get some attention. I don't know. But Who played on Stewart in that?
Well, I got this wrong last week. When I drove, remember I was jumping down your throat saying it was Mead. It was McEntee.
McEntee,
Yeah.
yeah.
That played
So
on
maybe
Stewart.
he gets his chance, but we'll see. To play on Sicily, because he's probably the one that you need to probably lock away, if not Scrimshaw, but I'd say Sicily.
Carl Amon, he'd be feeling, both sides he's played for.
Oh, true. Who else has played for both?
Shawnee Burgoyne.
Burgoyne,
Yeah.
Jarman Impey.
Wingard,
Impey.
Impey.
But back in the day.
I'd really like to get one.
Give us something.
Give us one. John Buck.
Maybe, what about Ryan Burton?
I'm really thinking here, and I can't. This is like my favourite game. Come back to me. Did you guys go winner and margin as well, or just your best ons?
Yeah.
Hawthorn 5 goals.
Hawthorn 5 goals.
23 points.
Okay, I'll go Hawthorn 12 points. And I'll go Connor McDonald just to go form again.
Yep.
They might put a bit of time into him, though, after his game last week.
Who's that going to be, you reckon?
Who would go to
from
him?
all your vision that you've watched of Port Adelaide?
Who would go to him?
Yeah, who's going to go to him?
What was the bloke's name?
Riley Bonner could go to him. You reckon?
Yeah, no, he could.
Well, could he or not?
Oh, well, he's in Japan at the moment, but I don't think so. He sort of plays.
That's not bad by you.
Stuart Dew. Scotty got that one for me. Thanks, Scotty. Thanks,
Scotty.
Who would go to him on the outside?
Well,
From Port Adelaide.
Connor McDonald plays the half forward.
Yeah.
So
Who'd go to him?
I'll give you a little leg up there.
No. Yeah, we've done.
Well, the half forward's outside, would you say?
Yeah.
It's not inside the midfield.
Just who'd go to him?
Yeah.
Half back.
Tricky one.
Dan Houston's not playing.
No,
is he?
he's not. No, he's out for 5.
Daniel Pearce is not there anymore.
Who? Trent McKenzie could go to him?
Oh, the mega boot. What is it? Mega boot, was it? No, I think he's in Japan too. Come back to me on that one.
Text him through, Scotty, if you can.
Who's a half back?
The Bergman?
Yeah. I like Bergman. He's a good player.
Yeah, well.
Connor Rose, you might tag him. Yeah, the skipper. Anyway, moving on. Saturday night, Giants versus Brisbane, 7:40 at NG Stadium.
Let's go, G-Man.
Refreshingly BWS stat for this game is this will be just the 4th home final for the Giants. After playing 14 away finals to date, they played 9 away finals in a row before this week.
Wow.
It's pretty interesting.
On the road.
That is.
Interesting.
That's a good stat.
How many do they get there? Do they sell that out?
Yeah, it wouldn't be
Brisbane,
30 maybe.
Brisbane hurts a bit, I think, but I think they'll get a few there. Hey, the Orange Army is building. Don't worry about that. The second one here is James Peatling had 12 tackles against the Swans, the most by a Giant in a final.
Yep.
That's a good news start. And last but not least, this is interesting. I'm going to take this to the Giants and see how they go. Jesse Hogan kicked 20 goals in his first 4 games against Brisbane, but just 9 in his past 6 games.
Right.
Yeah, I reckon his first 4 would have been back in the day when.
Yeah, Harris Andrews probably wasn't there back then.
I wasn't gloving him.
Paynes.
Well, more kind of big
Payne's
source
not there
merit
anyway.
was down there.
Yeah. Yes. Anyway, moving on. What do we think's going to happen? I think they're going to smack them.
Who?
Giants. Giants will smack Lions.
What gives you that reason?
The fact that the Giants played so well last week.
Yeah.
They played so well.
So no demons.
I think that it's hard to be. If you look at the 4 games over the week, that was the only game that was somewhat could have gone either way.
Yeah.
I think that they've got great form. I think that the fact that they don't get like heavily scrutinised and like they live in a bit of a bubble, I don't think it's going to worry them too much.
Yep.
And I think that the confidence in the fact that their best players haven't been firing yet. Like if Toby comes out this week and just has a blinder, which you can feel was coming, albeit Starcevic matchup last time was, he put him to sleep. I think Toby's just going to. I feel like he's going to flick it. He's due.
Launch.
He's due. Like he doesn't stay down for long.
No, he doesn't. Mate, superstar.
Yeah.
I think Binger is he'll bounce back as he was pretty well gloved on the weekend, just gone. So he's really important to him. I think Toby Bedford needs to come into that side and play on Lockie Neal and just put him to bed.
Bedford's a lot bigger than I thought. I saw him at the game. He's like your size.
You reckon he's 6'2"?
Not as good looking or big. Maybe he's a bit shorter.
I reckon he's a bit shorter.
I reckon he's far shorter.
I think he's my height. No, but he's a big boy.
I tell you who needs to have some time put into him is Dane Zorko. I think he sets up a lot of their play off the half-back line and he's largely run around almost by himself unopposed, you'd say, without anyone really.
How will they do it though? because they like their high forwards.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. And they allow them just to play and put pressure on. So it'll be a Daniels-Zorko sort of matchup. Yeah. But which one's going to give you more drive? Well,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think Zorko's going to care about picking anyone up, but I think you got to tag him too. Like, for example, who's the Giants tagger on a half forward? Like Bedford, obviously in midfield. Do they bring in like a Xavier Halloran and play a full game and just play on Zorko, like half forward, like negating role or something? Like that's what like a Sam Reed or something would have done back in the day. That high half forward,
Matty De Boer.
Yeah, De Boer. They don't really have that anymore.
Not potentially Bedford just does
Bedford
it.
is that, yeah. Unless he goes, depends who they weigh up as being the best. Because JP. Peatling played on Errol Gordon, but that was more a little bit inside, a little bit outside.
Well, James Jordan, speaking of that halfback role, he was like tagging Whitfield.
Yeah.
It was so interesting. I've never seen a half forward be as defensive as that before. Like not even going near the ball. He was like just trying to stop.
Not me on you, like those years ago when I was trying to be defensive.
That was so eerily similar to that.
It was.
Yeah, it was eerily
similar. You didn't have
to
actually eyes on it. You were kind of feeling it.
Yeah.
You had a bird's eye of this one.
Yeah, this one was like, I'm like, is that Brett? Anyway.
Defensive forward. Lockdown.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I like the insights on that. We'll see what happens in that space.
But I think the back line of the Giants matches up really well against the forward line of the Lions. But midfield, I mean, they've both got absolute stars in there, haven't they? Briggs is going to have his work cut out against McInerney. I think that's where, first use, Big O, he gets his hand on a lot of pill.
Yeah.
And Briggs, he just needs to compete.
I feel like he's a bit banged up too. They brought in Keefe this week, which fuck me, mate. I need to get a refreshingly beat over stat on Lockie Keefe. It's unbelievable. I reckon he doesn't play from rounds, not even NAB Cup. I don't think he even plays NAB Cup to round 23. And then he comes in and plays the last 5 games in a grand final every year.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It is genuinely fucking unbelievable. And he plays well. Like he plays his role. He should have kicked 2 on the weekend.
Yeah.
He kicked 1 and he missed 1.
Yeah. So some
Missed an easy one.
matchups. Some matchup. Hipwood.
Set shot.
But then he missed a snap as well.
Yeah. Oh, he should kick 3.
Hipwood, Danaher, Taylor Buckley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iden to take the
He'll take Rayner.
Rayner matchup. Yeah. That's a good matchup.
That's good.
That's some powerful asses
Very
right
powerful.
there.
That's some glutes.
Who
It's a glute off.
That is a real glute off.
who wins the glute off?
Well, I tell you what, Cam Rayner, to his credit, has had a really good
consistent
year.
Getting more of the ball.
Yeah, well, he's kicking more
of
goals
the
and having
ball.
more damage on games.
Yeah.
Just not all glutes nowadays.
Well, no, but he's playing with some confidence. But Connor Iden, and you speak to Toby about playing on him in the preseason stuff. He said, mate, he's one of the hardest players to play on because he's so fit, but he doesn't give up. And he's got good closing speed and he's strong.
Yeah. Good story, Connor. Very good story. That'll be a huge matchup.
So, tip, I'm going to go with the Giants as well.
Yep.
But in a close one, I'm going to say 9 points.
So Giants going to win by less than a kick.
Okay. Scotty's put another one in for us here too. Thanks, Scotland. This says Giants have won both games against the Lions this year.
Yep.
And they also, I remember winning that really good one up at the Gabba that they won. Brent Daniels kicked that beautiful snap to finish too. I just think
That was a semi in 2019.
Someone threw it. Who threw it? Brent Daniels threw it.
No, he
Someone
kicked
else
a
kicked
beautiful
it.
snap.
No, he
kicked a really nice
bounced
snap.
away from Alex with it,
Yeah.
and I've got it imprinted.
Yeah,
I
it was
was
a
there.
beautiful
But it was a throw.
It's unbelievable.
It was a throw to him.
to get it to him.
Yeah.
That's all right.
That's right. That was right.
It's a rugby state.
Quick hands.
It's a rugby state.
Who's played for both sides before we get out?
Who's playing?
Who's played for both these sides? I've got a couple. Brisbane and GWS.
It's a good one, yeah.
Joel
Joel
Paffel.
Paffel. Oh, okay. I saw him on the weekend. He was absolutely up there. Luke Power.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good shout.
Move on now. You've kind of done really well.
Luke Power.
He looks at Scott.
Daniel Lloyd nearly did. Didn't though. Nearly did.
McDonald was Melbourne.
Who's going to be best on ground, Brett?
Good question. I think
Should go with that one. That's a good question.
I'm going to say Finn Callahan.
He's a good player.
He's just so classy. He looks like he's not trying sometimes. He's just so
With a special mention to Chook. I reckon he's ready to just light it up.
Yeah, I think Sam Taylor is going to blanket one of those key forwards.
Who does he go to?
He'll probably go.
I'll say he'll go to Hipwood
Yeah, I reckon Jack go a bit taller, longer.
because he can get
longer
off
arms.
and then intercept.
I just think he'll get in the way of everything.
Yeah, and Buckley will just clamp Joe.
Jack was doing a fair bit of running, and he just gets
Running
in these
off.
weird spots
Yeah,
sometimes.
13 intercepts. Is that right on the weekend?
He's fucking unbelievable.
Of 16
I don't
touches.
understand. He came from a Cat B rookie. Him and Peatling. You talk about like guys playing just local Sydney football
Yeah.
to being AFL.
Did they come down and play a netball
Stars.
game? And did you go up to Snyder, the coach? I reckon these guys, we should put some time into them, maybe keep
Well, in
coming
fairness,
back.
I didn't because they weren't that great when they first started.
I
But
said that about Tom Green.
Yeah.
I said, mate, this kid's going to, he just finds it. Doesn't
I
look
did
like he's got the
too.
body shape, but geez,
I
he
said,
finds
mate,
it.
I thought he was like 27 when he first came down. I said this story. I thought he was like, you know what, we should get this bloke down a bit. I reckon he's going to be all right.
Yeah.
I found he was fucking like 14.
He didn't pick 3.
Yeah. Missed that one. But the way JP, Pete's and Jack have progressed is nothing short of amazing. I remember Jack, he got injured and did something. He nearly just got like signed on again and came back and spent an off season in the gym, came back and just fucking unbelievable. So
So where's he from?
he's from Sydney.
Is he?
So his dad actually was Ben Buckley, who played at North Melbourne or president of North Melbourne.
Yeah, right.
CEO.
Yeah. CEO.
that's
CEO.
his dad.
Yeah, that's his dad.
Coach.
Daddy.
I think he was actually the boot
Membership?
stutter. He was a boot stutter.
We do it all down the
Yeah,
gangers.
yeah.
It doesn't matter. You cut the oranges for half time and
Yeah, so that was
then
his
you go
dad.
be the
Everyone chips
CEO
in.
for the day.
Moved back to Sydney and then he's been up there. So very, very good. I'm going to go Giants win by 6 points. Best on, Toby.
Yeah.
I didn't get a best on, but I will go with that. Oh, I didn't I? Sam Taylor. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that.
It's exciting round of football, boys.
Yeah.
It's going to be really
Where are
exciting.
you going to watch it from?
Well, as I said, it was meant to go up, but I'm going to stay home. What about, we all catch up and have a beer and watch the
Saturday
game?
night.
No, I've got a
I actually got the best and fairest.
Oh, yeah. Are you doing ABC this week?
No.
No.
Prelim, I'll have one. I'll have the Cats game prelim, so that'll be good.
Yeah. Murph, get it?
Nah,
Oh, okay. Didn't get the prelim.
don't think so.
What do you think of prelims?
Was he talking over you too much or something? They like it when Brett talks, and he's, you've cut him off a bit. You be careful.
I'm trying to pull back today. Because on Monday, whenever we did the last one,
I love prelims, as you know. Never played in one, but I do like them.
I never forget. That's part of the intro, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah, it is.
prelims, they make me feel, how many prelims you playing?
None. Go on then. Let's have a little bit of a flurry just to sort of finish.
Yeah.
If the Giants win, who have all tipped, and the Hawks win, who have all tipped,
Yep. They'll play
Giants
the
go to play
Pussycats.
Geelong,
Yep.
Hawks go to play
Sydney.
Sydney.
Yep. I think if I'm looking at it as a Giants supporter,
Giants at the MCG.
yeah, I like them more at the MCG than I do. I'm more nervous about this weekend's game than I would be probably against the Cats
Interesting.
at the G.
Okay.
But I don't know why that. I'm not backing that up with anything
Yeah.
or substantiating it with anything. But
If you think about it in the sense too of Giants, like there's two teams they actually play quite well against is Brisbane and the Cats.
yeah, especially down there. If it was at GMHBA,
Yeah.
you'd say, put your house on
They
it.
got
The
punished
Giants-
this year, but besides that, they've actually played well.
But I was there last year against the Pies, the Giants Pies game. That was one of the all-time prelims, and they nearly got the job done. I just think that they stand up in big games, like the Hawks are at the moment. Like their pressure just is unrelenting. Yes, they got done on the weekend, but that was out of more brilliance from another side.
yeah.
So what do you think? What's your grand final? If it's from here, if you follow on the tree.
I'm going to say Giants Sydney are going to meet again.
I'm the same.
Just to buck the trend,
Bucko.
I've changed every. I've actually been quite strong on Sydney the whole year, so I'm just going to stick with them then. Giants Sydney, but I also do think like there's some romance around Hawthorn making it, which is crazy.
You reckon they can nut the Swans at the
Yeah.
SCG if they get over Port
if
this
they get
weekend?
over, well, I feel like they'll get over Port.
So you're saying the grand final will be?
It could be Giants Hawthorn.
Yeah.
That'd be a good game.
Mac, what do you reckon?
Just getting his mic, guys. He's fell off the chair.
Yeah, I reckon it'll be probably Giant Sydney.
Ooh. What a good thing for New South Wales.
Two very aesthetically finals jerseys, I'd say.
Would you go the
Nice
dark,
colours.
dark?
Yeah.
The
I was
charcoal
thinking
into
the other
the
day,
Swans?
nah. I reckon in the spring they need good. If it's a good finals weather, they need like a nice orange shorts.
Let it-
you know what I mean?
orange shorts?
Nah, it's too much of a clash if they're wearing red and orange.
Yeah, you couldn't do that.
You have to
but-
go charcoal. And,
They've never worn orange shorts before, have they?
Don't they? They got orange shorts, don't they?
no, I would like to do that though. I think it'd look cool.
I'm big on that.
That's one thing we agree on.
Yeah.
So what are they going to wear? The white short and the
Orange, yeah.
No, I think they'd just wear the whole charcoal kit, personally.
I was thinking about it the other day about
Yeah, they'd wear the same game on the weekend.
Probably.
That one
clubs that look good in like September, like the Bulldogs. They're nice blue. You know what I mean?
I didn't make it.
They didn't make it. Hawks, I don't like. It's dark yellow.
Yeah.
I like
Poos
Hawks.
and
I
Wees.
like Hawks. I
Yeah,
like Poos and
that
Wees.
just doesn't look good in the summer. In the
Haven't
spring.
got a max fallout from the Carlton thing either. He's a big
Do we
Carlton
want
guy.
it?
Do you want it?
Can you do it in like under...
Really, really quick?
Yeah.
Hard out.
I can
Go to
because
the airport.
I was
in
at a
30
21st
minutes.
and I had no service. I'm like, oh shit, the game's on. Let me quickly check. And I look and we're down 36-0. And I said, I'll watch the KO mini. So I said, I'm just going to enjoy my night. I don't want to.
Yeah,
I don't
get
want
the
to think
mini.
about this shit.
Yeah.
My mum actually texted me and was like, this morning, she's like, hey, I know you didn't watch the game, so here's a list of things you could talk about if you get asked on the podcast.
Oh,
so shout out, mum, again.
Hey, what were
that's
they?
so good.
Oh, I don't know.
what did she say?
I'll find them for you. Yeah, sorry. Some tips on Carlton if they ask you on the pod. The Koning should never have been sub.
Agree.
Change the game when he came on.
Yeah, agree.
She's just doubled
What's
down.
your mum's name?
Sonia.
Sonia.
Kennedy's stiff. Shouldn't have gone off. Should have been Motlop, Durden, or Fantasia. Jeez, she's going for names here.
you got to be direct.
I like all
And
those
then
names.
I didn't reply, and she wrote, thanks, mum, because I didn't reply. So thanks, mum.
So that was all. She just gave you the
She's
three.
thanked us.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Two were the same, but the
Two of the same, and then one
Hey,
of the
Sonia,
small forwards.
I like those.
Well,
I
bring
really
Sonia
like
up
those.
next
That's
week.
good. We might get
Take them to
Sonia on.
Vossi.
We'll take that to Vossi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next time.
Good idea.
When you're thinking about it.
Car tackle talk wasn't good enough
Yeah.
for the Blues.
That's right.
Hey, last but not least, one thing I wanted to follow up was last week when I was away, he was speaking about our good friend Clayton Hinkley. And Clayton actually followed us on Instagram. After that, there were a fair few shares and a few friends. Was he happy with that? How did it? What sort of happened after
Yeah, you got a
that?
bit going on.
He's got a bit going on because he sold the Merc.
Sold the Merc, sold the jacuzzi.
Oh, the jacuzzi.
We shouldn't laugh.
He's coming into a good time for the jacuzzi.
The jacuzzi was, I know.
Two great investments, by the way. Why are you investing in a jacuzzi?
He
Clayton?
bought a house with a jacuzzi
Oh, okay, and he's
in it.
getting rid of it.
So, yeah, he's a bit stiff, Clayton, and he loved it because he just likes to stay relevant every
Yeah.
now and then.
What do you think of the weekend? Did he?
He actually sent me something, which
Need to
might
get
have
it in.
gone. And he might just have to
Was it a
cut that
Snapchat,
bit out.
was
It was like a video. He's like, yeah, it's Dylan, and I'm talking footy, and what a game on the weekend where the Cats beat the Power.
Oh, I love Clayton.
Danger.
He's spot on. That
Oh,
sounds just like
that
you.
is like it. You know what, Clayton? We'll have a few beers at the end of the year from
Yeah.
DWS
Yes, we will.
in the jacuzzi. If you haven't sold it yet, we'll get it. We'll get it back. Hey, before we finish,
Yeah.
Clayton might come down to this, but we have AFL Clubby next in a couple of Tuesdays' times, the 17th of September, Ford Park, Ivanhoe, 6:30 start. Only 50 spots available. Now, we had over like 300 people on this email list last time that we picked from for the 50. Please sign up. Randomly, you'll get notified, but come down and have a training session with me and Mick. Brett's going to be at Brendan Gale's farewell. He was there with Brent Nason and but what's his name?
Brent
Simon
Nason.
What's his
Yeah.
name?
Simon Nason. Yeah, that's
Simon
the one.
Nason.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Idiot.
see you soon. AFL Club Instagram. Sign up in the link in the show notes. Remember to get your drinks for game day sorted and enjoy the footy with BWS.
Oh, yeah.
I'll play this. He sent me this, the actual video. I was trying to find it. How do
Just press play normally.
I allow? Because if you can plug this in. Oh, there you go.
Yes.
Don't know what you're talking about. This fucking potty game's a piece of piss.
What's he doing on the...
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Yeah, mate. Footy. Yeah, fucking Cats top 2. Fucking, yeah, this bloke got injured. Fuck, I reckon he's out of form. That coach has got to get sacked. Fuck me. Yeah, deal this. Brett Delidio. Brett Leeds. Fuck you, man.
What do you do with the fuck you, man?
Footy.
Good on you, Clayton. We need Clayton back in soon. See you guys.